Hi there, Jittery Wilsons. Welcome back to the YouTube! We're back here again with another video. Today we're going to be looking at what if school had no rules. I think we can all agree school rules are probably in place for a reason. We might not all agree with them all, but they're probably there for a reason. And by the end of this video, you're going to see exactly why we need them. After 0 seconds, no more rules. The teachers might pretend the rules still exist, but they can't give out any detentions. You can do whatever you want. I don't know what the first thing I would do is. I mean, if there were no rules, you'd probably just leave school, wouldn't you? You didn't need to be there. Wouldn't you just go? Or just like hang out with your friends? You could do anything you wanted. After 1 second, schools can't operate normally. There would be no authority or order, and teachers would be powerless. The amount of teachers I would have liked to have seen powerless when I was in school. After 5 minutes, students would go home. There you go, that's what I said. Some would still attend class, nerds and those who are bored at home. There would be the teacher's pet who would always just stay put. Guys, where are you going? We have to learn. Okay, after 8 minutes, we would argue with teachers. Has anyone ever argued with a teacher that was actually in the wrong? Let me know in the comments. After 10 minutes, there would be a huge party. Yeah, that would have definitely happened in my school. I think the school would probably just burn down. I think we would have just broken it. The school would have broken. It's obvious that the whole school would be demolished pretty quick. What's going to happen next? I want to know what's going to happen by the end. After 15 minutes, we would play loud music. Any sound at or above 85 decibels is likely to damage your hearing over time. Little fun fact there for you. Go to the music block and just connect to the Bluetooth speakers and play music really loud. We would eat in class. If you've ever tried to complete a task on an empty stomach, you understand. Finally, after all these years, teachers can't stop you from eating in lesson. After 30 minutes, we would start swinging on our chairs, and then somebody would fall over, crack their head open and die. And then we'd all finally understand. Shockingly, 2,000 people died falling from chairs between 1999 and 2010. No, 2,000 people died in 11 years apparently swinging on chairs. Is that real? I've got to stay put. I'm not swinging on this chair anymore. See, this is why rules are in place for a reason. After 40 minutes, we would use our phones. I think I would have started using my phone way before 40 minutes. 94% of high school students used phones during class. After 45 minutes, we would chew gum. Yeah, fair enough. Probably would have done. After 50 minutes, we would use headphones. It's nearly 5 years since Apple ditched 3.5mm headphone jack. This video came out 3 years ago, so it's about 8 years. After 55 minutes, we would throw garbage. This is forbidden. At least I'm not leaving my trash anywhere. Oh my god. If there were no rules in school, the whole place would just be, there would just be rubbish everywhere, wouldn't it? It would just be, you just wouldn't want to go to school. You'd fear for your own safety. After 1 hour, we would run in the hallways. From the moment I knew there were no rules in school, I would have just been sprinting around the school, doing whatever the hell I wanted. I would have done this way before 1 hour. Also says after 1 hour, there would be stampedes. There would also probably be loads of fights going on, I'd imagine as well, because the teachers couldn't stop you. In 2020, 14 school children in Kenya died after a teacher ordered them to leave quickly. Oh my god. Is that why they get you to travel in single file lines? After 1.5 hours, we would use the toilet whenever. You could just go whenever you want now. You could go in lesson. You could piss on your friend. The teacher couldn't stop you. Just leave a shit on your teacher's desk. There is a digital hall pass app that tracks students from classroom to bathroom. Oh my god, is there? That's like so over the top. That's crazy. Let me know in the comments, guys, what do you think you would do first if the school had no rules? After 1.5 hours, we would put our feet on the table. Studies show that this pose leads to greater feelings of power. Let's try it. Whoa! Whoa! I do not want to fall out of this chair because I might die. Make sure you stick around to the end, guys, because these things just keep getting worse and worse. After 2 hours, we would draw on the walls. Oh, God, that would be so fun. Just bring a spray paint can. You could go anywhere in the school you wanted. Nobody could stop you. Also, after 2 hours, you would flood the bathroom. Did anyone ever throw wet toilet paper at the ceiling? Way worse than that. In my schools, even when there were rules, there would just be shit on the walls. Why? Kids just love scraping their feces everywhere. And that was with rules. Imagine what my school would have been like without rules. After 2.5 hours, we would steal from the canteen. Again, even with rules, kids do that now anyway. If there were no rules, then everyone would do it. An average high school lunch in America cost $2.74. Pretty cheap, actually. After 3 hours, we would have food fights. Yes. When it came to lunchtime, oh my god, it would be carnage. Hunger is the cause of 45% of all children's deaths. That's a really nice fact they've just given us. I think I really wanted to know that. After 3 hours, we would sleep in class. If there were no rules in school, I would not be sleeping because I would be too worried about what other people would do to me while I'm asleep. There's no teachers to tell them off. Also, I'm ginger. I would be a target. Everyone would be like, let's sacrifice the ginger. I'd be just sprinting around school trying to save myself. We would use the teacher's computer. Leave me alone. I'm building a Minecraft base. That'd be pretty fun, actually, yeah. I wonder what all the teachers would be doing at this point. Make sure you stick around to the end, guys, because you're going to see why having no school rules might not actually be the best idea. After 4 hours, we would spam the printer. I would just be printing out memes non-stop and then put them around the school. Oh, yeah, that would be great. It says after 4.5 hours, we would kiss in class. 63% of teens admit they've kissed romantically. But then were the school rules stopping you doing that before? I suppose you couldn't do that, like, in lesson. But I also wouldn't want to do that in lesson in front of everyone else. I just think that'd be a bit weird. After 5 hours, some would smoke cigarettes. Wow. 4.6% of American high school students have smoked in the last month. I wonder what that is in the UK. Some would vape. Yeah, all the year 7 chavs. Let's be honest, right? The year 7s, they don't have rules anyway. They live like this. It says some would vape. I think all the year 7 chavs would already be vaping. And then everyone else would start doing it as well, if they wanted to. In 2021, e-cigarette maker Juul paid $40 million in fines for advertising to children. Wow, that's crazy. Don't vape, kids. After 6 hours, we would have our hoods up. Henry doesn't go by these rules. Why can't I wear a hat, but that girl can wear a spiky dog collar around her neck? After 7 hours, some would deal with narcotics. You know how it goes in Hollywood movies, always in the school bathroom. God, yeah, there will be no teachers to stop you dealing drugs. Oh God, it's going too far now. It's getting out of hand. Also, kids, don't do drugs. After 7 hours, we would curse. No, there's no way it would take me 7 hours to start swearing. Today, class, there are no school rules. The government's trying something out to see how it goes. I'd be like, fuck yeah! I think everybody would be the same as well. It would not take me 7 hours to start swearing. Children start swearing around age 2 and it becomes serious by age 11. After 7 hours, we would use too much slang. Slang like cool cat, daddy-o, and party pooper were used in the 50s. I don't think there's a rule against using slang, is there, in schools? I don't know. There wasn't in my school. You could just talk how you wanted. After 1 day, we would turn up late. Or not even turn up at all. I just don't think anyone would even turn up. After 1 day, we would cheat on tests. I suppose that would be the only reason kids would come to school, because they still want to get qualified afterwards. But there'll be no rules, so you could learn however you wanted. We would never finish projects. Over 95% of students finish their projects on time. That's nice to hear. If you didn't have a teacher like constantly down your neck trying to get you to pressure you to finish your projects, you wouldn't finish it, would you? Unless you really wanted to. We would play games in class. Yeah, I would have done that on the first day. 55% of students play video games in class at least once a week. Wow. That's a lot of students. I mean, to be fair, I would definitely do that in my ICT lessons. My IT lessons, when you had access to a computer, you just go on coolmathsgames.com. The teacher would think you're playing cool maths games, and it had nothing to do with maths. Kids nowadays, you probably will just go on your iPads, though. After 2 days, we would bring our pets to school. Yes, you could bring your dog in. My pit bull would protect me from any bullies. Yeah, my cat would protect me from any kids calling me Ginger. After 2 days, we would get tattoos. Imagine getting tattoos in school. They'd just be like maybe the maths block has just been turned into a tattoo parlor. It says here your skin is pierced 50 to 3,000 times per minute by the machine while getting a tattoo. That is so much. It's just constantly going. Imagine you getting your friend to give you a tattoo as well. That just sounds so dodgy. Oh, Will, let me tattoo a pair of glasses on your face. You won't regret it, honestly. After 3 days, we would ride bikes in school. The longest bicycle wheelie in 1 hour is 19.23 miles, which is 30.95 kilometers. The longest wheelie. That's really impressive. That's so far. If you're like at the age you can drive, so if you're in the UK, if you're 17, you could drive your car around the school. That'd be so fun. You could just run the teachers over. After 3 days, there would be a lot of bullying. That's true. There definitely would be, because there would be no one to stop them. 1 out of every 5 students report being bullied. That's over 20%. That's crazy. 20% of kids get bullied. After 3 days, there would be many fights. Yes, there definitely would be. An estimated 18 fighting incidents occurred per 100 students monthly. 18 fights per 100 students every month. And that's with rules as well. So imagine if there weren't rules. How long do you think it would take for one student to die in school if there were no rules? After 4 days, we would drink alcohol in class. Oh my God, getting smashed with your friends in class. Alcohol can damage a child's brain, liver, bones, and hormones. True that, kids. After 4 days, we would chill in the staff room. I heard those chairs are really comfy. We should try them out. Kids would definitely go into the teacher's staff room before 4 days. Maybe they couldn't find the key. I'd love to go in their staff room. That would be really fun. After 5 days, we would play with janitor's equipment. Hammer fight. You're out if you get hit once. Oh God, yeah, you could come up with so many fun games. I would have just had PE all day. That's what I would have wanted to do. I would have played badminton all day. I would have played dodgeball. I would have just taken the dodgeballs around and just started throwing them at people. That'd be so fun. After 6 days, we would drive a car on the field. Yeah, exactly. You would bring your car in and just drive around the school field. Just do some donuts. Maybe some real life Rocket League. Oh my God, that would be so cool. Rocket League, but instead of using a ball, you use a student that you don't like very much. After 7 days, we would have snowball fights. Yeah, well, it has to snow for that, unless you just bring in a load of freezers. In 2013, a record 5,834 people attended the largest snowball fight in Seattle. I would have loved to have been a part of that. That sounds so fun. And if there were no rules and if there was no snow, you could do the same thing, but with rocks. After 8 days, we would spill oil in the hallways. Why would you do that? And make sure to attach a few GoPros on walls. We want to see that. Yeah, to be fair, that would be quite fun because you could run and then slide. You could just basically make the whole school exactly how you wanted it. After 9 days, teachers held hostage. In 2021, a group of angry Chinese students held a teacher hostage for 30 hours. Oh my God. What the f***? I wonder what made them so angry. They must have got arrested or something after that. That's insane. And that's with rules as well. After 9 days, the police would be called. I reckon if this was in my school, the police would have been called way before 9 days. There would be no option but to call in help from law enforcement. Yeah, it would definitely need to happen, wouldn't it? It would just have to happen. But what if there were no laws as well? Oh my God, the police couldn't do anything. After 9 days, schools would burn down. Yes, let's hope that students would still follow the fire bell rules. Single file line, no talking, out to the school field. Teachers doing the register. Yeah, it just wouldn't happen, would it? I think kids would just stay in. Imagine there was a fire going on. The teachers are rushing around to try and get the students out of a burning building. And they're just like, oh, it's probably a drill. It's probably a drill. This is fine. I'll just stay here. Why can't I take my bag? They would just stay and then they would just die. After 10 days, teachers would quit. No, I reckon they would have quit way before that. I think if the teachers had no power over the students, they would have quit after the first minute. If you had to deal with everything in this list, you would quit too. Yes, I agree. I wouldn't want to do that job. After 10 days, schools would shut. Without rules, no one would want to teach and no one would want to learn. Oh my God. That is true. And that is the end. I mean, that is exactly why you need school rules. That is true. Without rules, no one would want to teach and no one would want to learn. Yeah, the teachers wouldn't want to turn up. Yeah, it would just be crazy. Let me know in the comments, guys. What do you think would happen in your school if there were no rules? And also, what would you do? Maybe they should do it. Maybe schools should do it like the Purge, where there's no laws for a day. Maybe schools should do it for 5 minutes. Although kids would plan what they're gonna do and they'd just start punching kids. It would be a nightmare. I think most people would leave, wouldn't they? Most people would just go home. But it's fun to think what you would do if you stayed. I would have brought my Xbox in, hooked it up to the school projector, and played it in assembly. That would be so fun. Playing Black Ops on a massive screen. Oh, God. Right, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed imagining this with me. Before we go, don't forget to subscribe. Guys, we have been growing so fast recently. It's great to see the growth, but it's always good to have more subscribers. So if you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Let me know in the comments as well what you want to see me do in the next one. I will see you in the next video. Bye!
Oi! Subscribe!
Oh, God, please subscribe! Subscribe!
Subscribe! Subscribe!